make it today because I've just spent the last few days in the Flinders Ranges, so I hope I can kind of just redo the 450 kilometres south thing. How many people here?
Stand for a mic.
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Julie.
Yep. How many people here know where Mount Gambier is? How many people have been there before? How many of you are in rural health groups? Okay. For those who don't know where Mount Gambier is, it's conveniently located halfway between Adelaide and Melbourne. It's 450 kilometres away from Adelaide and about 450 from Melbourne. I need to stress where it is because in our first year of internships, which was about 7 years ago, one of the applicants thought it was Mount Barker. And they had a fairly long drive to get to work and they suddenly realised, nope, it's not Mount Barker. It's the same road, but you've got to keep going. Anyway, we've been operating for about 7 years. I've been the MEO for 6 of those. And what I thought I'd do before I talk about Mount Gambier, try and sell it to you, because I'll probably do more about telling you about Mount Gambier than the actual hospital and things like that. I've got a little YouTube here that interns produced for us. In fact, Andrew Van Lint, where are you? Do you know Andrew? Are you here, Andrew?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, you look different. I'm going to use the same one.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah.
Do I have to pay you royalties?
I was wondering.
All right, you can help if it doesn't work. Is that okay? Let's see. See if I can get this working. Uh-oh, it's done it again. It's this equipment here, it's too far.
It sounds like right.
Can I make it bigger?
Good things about the intern in Mount Gambier are that
you get a lot more practical, hands-on experience.
You really do get to do more than you would in a larger hospital. I'm working in at the moment and really enjoying it. Surprise.
you get a wide range of duties in the emergency hospital.
One-on-one with a consultant as well. It's literally every day one-on-one with an anaesthetic consultant, so plenty of learning opportunities.
We get called to assess patients, we meet patients, we see patients, not one on the team, but we take all of the co-workers.
I feel that we've had a lot more hands-on than a lot of the other interns I know in Adelaide so far.
Yeah, it's a pretty good place to work. Mount Gambier is actually the only hospital that you can do anaesthetics as an intern, so that's a really good reason to come here.
I chose to come to Mount Gambier my first year out because of the increased patient contact you get by working in the pantry.
There's a lot more working out for yourself here and learning what to do.
It's been a really good experience so far. They basically let us see all sorts of patients.
We get a lot more autonomy as well.
Yeah, you just get to do a lot more procedural stuff here than you would anywhere else.
Things that aren't quite seen that you get a little bit more on your own area.
So sometimes you can feel a bit unsupported.
Slightly less supervision at times, but that leads you to more self-directed learning, which is excellent.
One of the limitations obviously is we don't have all the supports and systems in place that they have in the big hospitals in Adelaide.
Otherwise, it's a really good place to do an internship. You get paid quite well, so as you can see, we knock off generally between 4 and 5. So a lot less stress than the interns in the city. It's a really good country life there.
I would recommend it. It's definitely a good place to come.
I'm happy I made the decision to come down here. I've been having a really good time so far.
It might be good to get together with some friends and do like a joint application. Try and get a few of them to come down. It's really nice. We're quite a good team. We all get on really well. We get 11 weeks first.
It's professional. Workplace.
So thank you, Andrew. basically what, well, I guess what interns say is, as in that video clip, it's a smaller hospital, naturally, and around about 76 beds, but it's got a bit of everything. You can do your core rotations at Mount Gambier Hospital. You're contracted to Mount Gambier Hospital. And then there's also a GP, PG-PPP rotation out to Millicent and anaesthetics rotation. So they're the 5 rotations: medicine, surgery, ED, anaesthetics, and general practice. Of course, if you can do the sums, if we've had 6 interns per year, which is what we've had for the last, you can't all get, because there's 5 rotations in a year, you can't all get all of those rotations. So what will happen is, if you choose Mount Gambier, or you're offered a position in Mount Gambier, when we get all the offers and know who's coming, we'll send you out an email asking you for some idea of your preferences for those extra rotations, the non-core, and also an indication of whether you want to take any specific leave and things like that, so that we can work out maybe the best option. To give you an example, in the past there have been people who have wanted to go overseas and have a period of break. And as you may know, there's limitations on the amount of weeks that you take out of some of the core rotations. And so sometimes we've offered them 2 ED rotations in a row so that they get their core rotation for registration, but they can also take some time off. So that's the sort of information that we'll be finding out from you. And I guess because it's a small number of interns, we can pretty well cater for most people's needs. I can't say everyone's needs, because also naturally it is it's about you, and it's also about hospital and working and learning. So we need to do a bit of both. Yeah, teaching on the run, we get to make really good stuff. So I guess the other thing that's fairly important is that you get one-on-one with your consultants. We don't have a lot of registrars in Mount Gambier. Some of the areas do, but generally it will be you, the PGY2, occasionally a registrar, but often the consultant. So you get lots of hands-on and lots of direct contact with consultants. Just explains a bit. We've got fairly modern facilities compared, I guess, with a lot of the other intern hospitals where you might be going. And Mount Gambier is actually under a restructure at the moment. They're doing some serious building work, so the ED area will be doubling, and there'll be mental health and rehabilitation, a few things like that. So we're looking to expand some of our rotations as well. The arrangement with Flinders University's been done in the region for about 10 years, and we're co-located. I'm actually employed by Flinders University in a contract to Country Health for medical education, and so we have a state-of-the-art office and simulation equipment and facilities there, as you can see, and all sorts of stuff, so that we can provide medical education not only to you, but also to a whole range of medical students, and also nursing, paramedic, allied health students that are on placement in the region. So it actually ends up, there's quite a good cohort of students and intern trainees and TMOs that are there and all get to know each other, and we let you all know when all the training's on for everything, so you can kind of join in on things that maybe you wouldn't have done. We try and encourage a bit of getting together and doing things in the local region, and lots of dinners out together, and bushwalking, and in orientation we get to show you all the exciting things like nightclubs, and we just point to the door actually. I think Shadows is the second worst reputation for nightclubs in South Australia, and the worst one is in Narraport. So they're very close. All good. Let me see. There's a range of, the office too has 24-hour access, so you will get swipe cards. You also get access to the, I shouldn't probably say too loudly, but Flinders University, you'll get a number so that you can log on to the library facilities and look at a range of access to information from the Flinders University. So you get some benefits in that regard as well. I guess those who are interested in HECS fees and what they're owing, if you come rural, you can actually have some of your HECS knocked off. So that might be a bit of a draw card for some of those who are financially inclined. There's lots of other young professionals in Mount Gambier. We do have coffee, we do have cinemas, we do have restaurants, we do have a library, lots of good stuff. So that's probably all I'm going to say. What I've got is a handout flyer type thing. So for those who are interested in a change from the city, come and grab one of those. For those who aren't and like to send a set of preference and get us, take one anyway. But I mean, some of the interns this year, you might be interested to know that 4 out of the 6 are actually Adelaide Uni students. So it's interesting, there's been a bit of a turnaround from having primarily Flinders students getting in to Mount Gambier to Adelaide Uni, being keen to come along. Yes?
Is there obstetrics?
There is not obstetrics in the intern year, but we do have an advanced training in obstetrics. And I guess we can offer rural GP training pathways, so that's our core area that we offer. So in PG1 2 year there's paediatrics and other core rotations, orthopedic surgery, things like that. Okay, that's probably about it.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Did you mention accommodation?
Accommodation, I didn't mention accommodation. What we, rental in Mount Gambier is cheaper than in Adelaide. And what we have suggested when we write to you is we'll give you a whole heap of website links that the councils have produced about ranges of activities, schools for kids, all sorts of social functions, churches and things like that, so that you can kind of look into it. But with housing, what has happened in the past is some of the interns are currently on a lease, and so you might be interested in taking over their lease. The one thing I didn't say is nothing's too far away in the car in Mount Gambier. Probably best to have a license, a driver's license if you can, although we have had students who haven't had driver's licenses, and one guy actually walked to Millicent. Oh, that's 50 kilometres just for fun, but he liked walking.